Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. So a lot of people have been asking me, hey man, you going to talk about the Lakers? You going to talk about the Lakers? I absolutely am. We're going to cover the Lakers again we're going to cover them this year the same way we were doing at the beginning of the year before LeBron James decided to come back and just remove the feeling from the team, the good vibes. But I'm definitely going to be supporting the Lakers all throughout this year. I got some other teams that I'm also supporting. I'm also supporting the Spurs. I also like the Knicks out there in the East Coast. So those are the teams I'm going to be looking at, and we'll see as the season progresses if there's some other teams that, we're going to check out. But coming into the summer and kind of going into the next season, especially after Philadelphia made their moves and they picked up Jaylen Brown, all these guys, and LeBron, I have been saying on this platform, and I'm not afraid to be wrong. I could be wrong. Most people are wrong, right? But I've been saying that the Lakers are going to have a better record than the Philadelphia 76ers next season. I've been saying that, and I believe that. And if you remember, at one point during the free agency process with LeBron James, the commissioner said he was waiting for him to set the schedule, waiting for him to make a decision so the NBA could set their schedule. Well, it looks like that very thing has come out today, according to a post from Shams. And I want to put it up here. This post was viewed over 4 million times on X. And it says the following. NBA Christmas Day 2026 on ABC and ESPN. All right. So we have Spurs at the Knicks. Then we have the Heat at the Celtics. Then we have the 76ers at the Lakers. We have the Thunder at the Timberwolves and the Nuggets at the Warriors. Now, personally, I think that these are all really, really good matchups. If I was watching, I would watch the Spurs Knicks for sure. Heat Celtic, yeah, okay. Lakers Sixers, obviously. Thunder Timberwolves, yes, probably, and the Nuggets Warriors not so much, but anyway. But I want to focus on the Lakers versus the Sixers. Now, I knew that was going to happen. I already said that about a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago. I said that was going to be the Christmas Day game. And this is the game that I want to focus in on. Let me just make my prediction now. On August the 11th, the Lakers are going to win that game. And I know that this is becoming kind of like an unpopular opinion, and we're going to get to some other shows about this. But I've been noticing like this kind of negative sentiment towards the Lakers, which to me is really, really interesting because it really reveals to me that a lot of these people in media felt like LeBron gave the Lakers such a major premium. And now that he is no longer on the roster, all of a sudden now this team may be a play-in team. You see a lot of his fans saying this. I mean, you see them on the internet twerking it up all over the place. Even when I have put up various posts on my X account. Again, if you guys are not following me on X, my handle is JRTABANSI. And even when I put up comments on my account, various people have kind of said, oh, man, the Lakers are going to be a play-in team. No, they're not. The Lakers are not going to be a play-in team. I think the Lakers, and I'm saying this now, I think that they'll be in the mix for one of the top 4 seeds in the Western Conference. Remember, the Western Conference is actually pretty good. There are actually some good teams out there, and I think they're going to be in the mix. Now, why am I saying this? Because I think this offseason they added more depth. They got better at the center position. That's something that they needed. I think they got rid of the redundancy of having both Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves at the same time. We have to see who they're going to fill up their roster. I still think that they have a chance to go out there and get Jonathan Kuminga. And I think that the Lakers are going to be a more balanced team. I think they're going to have a lot less drama going on there. I think roles are going to be much more defined. And I just feel like they're going to have a better chemistry overall. For those of you guys who don't know, the Lakers are actually doing a training camp, a mini training camp between the players that Luka Doncic is hosting them in Slovenia for 4 days. And he's paying for everyone's flights. All right. So I feel like the vibes around the team are going to be better. I feel like they're going to have some great chemistry, the same way they did last season, and I think they're going to be a more cohesive unit by the time they get to Christmas. Now, here are the reasons why I feel also that the Lakers are going to be better than Philly and they're going to beat them on Christmas Day, barring injury, is because Philly has a lot of moving parts, but the biggest part is going to be the egos. You've already seen Rich Paul come out there and say, hey, man, don't listen to what the media says. And talking to VJ Edgecombe, they talk about your numbers and all of that. Then I feel like a lot of people on that team need to sacrifice to make it work. Whereas the Lakers don't have that problem. Luka doesn't need to sacrifice his game. Austin Reeves doesn't need to sacrifice his game. But on the Sixers, there has to be sacrifice. Tyrese Maxey used to be their point guard. Now we're hearing LeBron is going to be their point guard. Right? So Maxey's going to be playing off the ball. Then you look at Jaylen Brown. What does that leave him? Last year, I think he was a 29-point-per-game scorer last year. So his numbers are going to take a step back. Then what happens when Joel Embiid comes back? Right? If LeBron is going to be the point guard, is he going to be okay averaging less than 10 points a game? If in late game situations, is he going to be willing to give up the ball and let Jaylen Brown and the younger guys take over games, or is he going to try to still play hero ball and have these moments? I feel like the Lakers are not going to have this problem. And then, of course, you have the media aspect of it. And you saw that last year with the Lakers. What do I mean? If you remember when you had like podcasts like Game Over, well, they were covering the Lakers. At one point, they were suggesting Reeves should go to the bench when he gets back from injury. Is this what's going to happen at various stages in the season with the Philadelphia 76ers? How's the outside noise going to affect them? So I feel like they have a lot more moving parts, and I feel like the Lakers are going to be a more cohesive unit. Now, of course, the Philadelphia 76ers do have a championship head coach and Nick Nurse, who won a championship in 2019 with the Toronto Raptors. But nevertheless, I just have a better feeling about it. And I think that the NBA, obviously, is trying to capitalize off of this energy that's going to be surrounding that game. I just feel like the Lakers are going to be victorious. I feel like the Lakers are going to have a better record than the Philadelphia 76ers next season. That's what I think. And I know a lot of people feel like the Sixers are going to run away with the East. Not necessarily. The East does have some teams. They still have the champions. You still have the Detroit Pistons. You still have the Heat, who are going to come back. We got to see what Boston is going to look like. And, of course, you have the Philadelphia 76ers. Indiana Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton is supposed to be coming back. Don't forget, they were in NBA Finals just 2 years ago playing against Oklahoma City Thunder, and they almost beat them had it not been for catastrophic injuries. So I don't think the East is a foregone conclusion the way that people think is going to be. I think that game is going to be must-see TV because LeBron returns back to LA. That's the reason I think that the NBA did it, that he's coming back to LA. It's going to be also interesting to see the reception from the fan base. It's going to be interesting. So, hey, man, this is my prediction, and I think that the Lakers are going to whoop that ass, man. I've been saying for the last few weeks now, maybe for the last month, that there's been a lot of hating that's been going on with the Lakers. There's been a lot of switching up that I've been seeing from a lot of the people in media. A lot of the people in media that would always give the Lakers a shot every single year going in, all of a sudden now don't believe in the Lakers. Look at Nick Wright. Nick Wright used to, the Lakers could do this, the Lakers could do that. Remember when he was doing his dumbass King of the Hill? The Lakers could do this, the Lakers can do that. But the minute the Lakers said no to LeBron, all of a sudden people started getting mad at them. Richard Jefferson said they're going to have a very interesting next 5 years. Like as if they didn't have, the last 5 years was just not full of total ineptitude. You have that. You have Nick Wright blaming them. You have all of these other people mad at the Lakers. And now it seems like, because ESPN is the LeBron James network, we all know that Malika Andrews is joining the fray. And now she's talking about the Lakers are in danger of falling out. I can't make this stuff up. We got an article here from fadeawayworld.net. We want to put up the headline. It says, Malika Andrews says the Lakers are in danger of falling into the NBA play-in. The NBA play-in. Oh, I can't wait for the season to start. says the Los Angeles Lakers will enter the 2026-27 NBA season with almost a brand new roster, and Malika Andrews think they'll take a step back from last season. When discussing whether the Lakers or the Boston Celtics will exceed expectations on NBA Today, Andrews revealed she expects the team to be in the same boat. I see both teams as having actually fairly similar paths, Andrews said. They're both going to be fighting to be the sort of in that top six, maybe in danger of falling out of the top six in the league. Now, the Lakers haven't finished outside of the top four in the Western Conference since J.J. Redick took over as head coach in 2024. They were the third seed in 2024-25 with a 50-32 record, and the fourth seed in the 25-26, 59-29 record. It says Redick, of course, has had a certain LeBron James assistance. You see, it's because of LeBron James. Redick had a certain LeBron James' assistance in those 2 seasons, and that is no longer the case. James is amongst the many notable names who have departed from the Lakers this offseason, with Marcus Smart, Rui Hachimura, Luke Kennard also heading out of town. Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves are now the only 2 key pieces left over, and they've seen the Lakers bring in the likes of Walker Kessler, Quentin Grimes, Sandro, I can't pronounce his last name, Colin Sexton, Kevin Looney, Zaire Williams, and Matthias Thybulle. It is an interesting collection of players. Now, Lakers insider Johan Buha shared that many within the organization acknowledged they might have taken a step back this summer. They said this was about a long-term vision. The Lakers certainly made an effort to get younger to the point that the 30-year-old Looney is their oldest player. He is the only player on the roster that's in his 30s, Looney, and then it goes on to say, it says, despite that, the Lakers are optimistic about the offensive upside of the roster, with Doncic and Reeves leading the way. This should be one of the best offensive teams in the NBA next season. The question is, though, how good can they be defensively? Kessler, you know what's funny? How they asking how good can they be defensively? How good were they defensively when LeBron was there? Who had the worst defensive rating out of those 3 players? LeBron, Reeves, and Luka. Wasn't it LeBron James? But Kessler is a quality defensive anchor, but is he likely to be on a high level defending in the starting lineup? The Lakers might bring in Jonathan Kuminga as well to be a starter, but he isn't going to transform them defensively. And the article then goes on to say a few other things here. Let me just say this to you now. The Lakers are going to be public enemy number 1 next season for this NBA, ESPN, and everybody else. They don't like the fact that they jettisoned LeBron James from the team. They don't like it. So now a lot of the people that used to twerk it up in the media for the Lakers over the last few years, a lot of the people, they were like, oh, man, if the Lakers, if they play against everybody in the West, they can beat them. Remember when they got the Timberwolves? Everybody was twerking it up. Oh, the Lakers are going to do this. The Lakers are going to do that. And they got embarrassed. Y'all remember all of that? Now that LeBron is gone, now all of a sudden the Lakers ain't going to be in a play-in team. Are you insane? The Lakers are not going to be, they're going to be playing for the play-in. That means they're going to be the 7th, 8th seed. So who are the teams that are going to be ahead of them? Spurs will probably be ahead of them. Thunder will most likely be ahead of him. Hell, I even give you Houston. Who else? The Clippers? The Wolves? Denver? No. I think the Lakers are going to be in the mix for one of the top 4 seeds. You can figure out how you want to match it up and match it out at various points. They're going to be one of the top 4 seeds. And this is what because let me tell you what it is they're actually aiming for. What they are aiming for is that the Lakers flounder. The same thing LeBron fans hoped that would happen to the Lakers last year. Remember when LeBron was going to miss those early games? They were hoping that the Lakers will lose. They don't care about winning. All they care about is if it benefits LeBron James. They didn't even care if the team let's hope the team does well, so when he comes back to a good team. No, they didn't care about that. What they wanted the story to be last year was, oh, the Lakers were losing without LeBron, then he came back and saved the day. But guess what happened? The total opposite occurred. The total opposite. And that's how he ended up relegating himself to the third option, because that's when Austin Reeves stepped up. So what they're hoping this year is for the Lakers to be like a play-in team or even miss the playoffs. And then guess what? To say, oh, you see, the minute LeBron James left the team, they fell into that's what they're after. This is what they are after. This is all they're after. And you're going to see people on ESPN and all. That's why you heard Nick Wright say the Lakers had the worst offseason. That's why the same people that were praising the Lakers and say, oh, the Lakers are going to be so good every single year. You remember the point when people were talking about the Lakers, the Clippers were running from the Lakers? Y'all remember that? That the Clippers were dodging the Lakers? You remember that? That Kawhi Leonard was running away from LeBron James. Kawhi Leonard was running away from LeBron James. So this is how it's been for years. And what they're hoping is that, oh, they play back. And what's going to happen when they start playing well? I wonder what y'all will say then. How are y'all going to spin it? These people are insane. In case you forgot, Reeves at one point dropped a 50 ball last year. A 50 ball. Y'all were praising the Lakers with LeBron's no playing defense ass on the team last year. Y'all was still praising him, but now all of a sudden, you feel like they're going to be a 7 or 8 seed. I cannot wait for this season to start. Oh my God. Let's get this season started and let's see what's what. Let's see what is what. Because you're going to be living, you're going to see a whole bunch of hate watching from LeBron. They want the Lakers to fail, but it ain't going to work. You better worry about Philly. There's this thing, because you know LeBron fans are extremely disingenuous people. They're now trying to make it seem like LeBron James is not a team hopper. They're even trying to redefine it. Oh, these people were mad because they couldn't do it in the past. So therefore, they're just upset with LeBron. It's all nonsense. Because after LeBron made that move in 2011, Michael Jordan himself said he would have never done nothing like that. He didn't want to go play with Larry Bird. But this is what they're doing. They want to just shield him at every turn that they can. So one of the things these corny-ass LeBron fans were trying to say was that, oh, Kobe Bryant, too, he wanted to leave. Now, LeBron fans, again, are the kings of being disingenuous. They are very disingenuous people, all of them, especially when you're having it. They're not serious people, and I've always said that. So they know that LeBron is team stacking. They know this. They know that's his MO. That's what he's always done. So what did they try to do? They said, oh, well, Kobe tried to leave too. They're very slick. We're talking about team stacking, not going from... LeBron is hopping from team to team to create super teams. It's the reason why his fan base is so excited. Why do you think they're so excited about Philly? Why? Because they feel it's an opportunity to get a ring. Why? Because Philly's arguably the most talented team in the NBA. They know that. But since they don't want to admit that, they now play this dumbass game, which is, oh, but Kobe wanted to leave. But what they would do, because again, they're very disingenuous human beings, they won't mention the team Kobe wanted to go to. Kobe wanted to go to the Chicago Bulls. They don't mention that. They just talk about Kobe wants to leave to essentially try to say, oh, it's the same thing when they know, but they know they're lying. So Byron Scott recently pointed this out. What do you call it? Byron Scott recently was talking about this on his podcast. And he was addressing this very point that these disingenuous LeBron fans brought up. And then he was also talking about how LeBron James being considered a GOAT, but he's always playing on multiple and joining multiple super teams. Take a listen to this comments here via the Byron Scott's Fast Break podcast.
Now, I'm thinking of KG and the Boston, the big three that they had as well in joining forces. And we're talking about LeBron as well. Those players, Kevin Durant, KG, those players are not considered amongst the GOATs. Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Michael Jordan. Those players are considered GOATs of the NBA of all times. 3 out of 4 of them stayed with the same team pretty much their whole career, with the exception of MJ going to Washington. Because, he was trying to do ownership type stuff.
Yeah.
So So what is your guys' thought process on LeBron chasing it? And can two things be true? Can you still be the greatest player of all time, but still go to different places and chase that ring?
Well, I think most of us, especially in the basketball arena, most of us judge LeBron based on the guys that you just mentioned. And I'll throw one more guy in there, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, captain.
And he got traded from Milwaukee to LA, right? So 2 teams in his whole career. MJ, 2 teams basically, in his whole career. So when you're judging LeBron, you're looking at the greatest players of all time and what they did at those organizations. They basically never left, right? So I think he gets judged pretty harshly because of the fact that he's bounced around. What is this, his 15, something like that? Cleveland, Miami. No, you got to come. Yeah, twice in Cleveland.
Twice in Cleveland.
Miami, the Lakers, and now Philly, right?
That's
look at the history of the NBA. Most great players that are considered the greatest, even Will Chamberlain. Bill Russell, you start going down the line. Most of those guys play with one team, maybe 2. Yeah. So I think the standard that we're holding him up on is probably sometimes a little unfair because of the fact that, those guys, again, they make their own decisions. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And LeBron, like it or not, he's able to go to this team, this team, this team, this team. But I think when you start to really kind of unravel everything, that's not what great players do.
LeBron has never been traded.
Right, he's left.
He's
always made his decision, multiple decisions. We even had the big decision. He's always made a decision. He's always made a choice to go somewhere. Some of those guys, Kevin Durant did it one time to the Warriors, but the other times he's been traded. Mm-hmm. So that's general managers and teams. And so to me, that's what we got to understand also is that LeBron has always made those decisions. I'm leaving. I'm going over here. I'm going there. So you have a choice to make. And he tries to find the best possible situation for himself, which he has a right to do. Okay? But at the same time, if you pick the Philadelphia 76ers with this ready-made stacked team, we can critique it.
Okay.
No, we're going to critique it.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do.
talk about it.
And so I'm going to ask you guys both a question. I just want you to give me just one short answer. Does that hurt his legacy by him going to 5 different teams and him choosing the teams?
It changes the legacy. I don't think it hurts it. It changes the dynamics because more things come into play now.
Based off of what we're talking about. Magic, Kobe.
But it just changes the
Jordan.
dynamic. He's still a great player. He's
I'm
still one of the
I'm going to make it very simple. No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Great. So you heard that there. So, of course, Shannon Sharpe, being the LeBron goblin that he is, he took exception to it, and he went on his platform to basically fire back at Byron Scott for calling out LeBron James for his constant team hopping. Take a listen to this here.
What happened, man?
Joe, I'm going to have to let you answer this one first. Byron Scott on LeBron James being considered the GOAT. He says great players don't join multiple teams. Most of us judge LeBron based on guys that just mentioned. I'll throw one more guy in there, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He got traded from Milwaukee to L.A., right? So 2 teams, his whole career. MJ, 2 teams basically, in the whole career. So when you're judging LeBron, you're looking at a guy of the greatest players of all time and and what they did at those organizations. They basically never left.
Come on, man. Huh? Hey, listen. I don't know why they go at Bron so much. Maybe it's because he did lead the Lakers, considering the fact that he could have went back there. He could have went back to L.A. Uncle Ocho. But come on, man. I don't know why he gets the scrutiny that he gets. It's okay, man. He ain't got to.
Well, right now they got a podcast. And you beat him up right now, you're going to get clicks and likes. You're going to get mentioned. Okay. Now, he said, the fact of the matter, he said multiple teams. Multiple teams mean more than one. Back then, guys, it's kind of like in the NFL. Guys couldn't move like they can now, Ocho. Guys couldn't move like they move in basketball. So I guess Shaq couldn't be considered a great player. KD can't be considered a great player. LeBron, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, Moses Malone, Akeem Olajuwon, Patrick Lee. Come on, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? I don't care if he went to 20 teams. How good was he on those teams? Every team he played for, they won a championship. Every team that he played for, he was an all-NBA selection. How many guys can say, you know what? I've been on 4 different teams, and I've been an all-NBA selection on all of them?
Probably no.
Every team that I've played for, I've gone to an NBA Finals. 3 of those 4 teams that I've been on, I've won an NBA Finals. I've won a Finals MVP. Yeah, it would be great. People always talk about players not being loyal, but hold on. And you said something very interesting. And I love B. Scott. And B. Scott know this because we used to work out in the same gym when I was in LA. And I see him, and we always mess up. We end up talking for an hour and mess up our workout because we talking basketball, we talking football. But the fact of the matter is, Milwaukee traded Kareem. Where was the loyalty? Where was the loyalty? The Lakers traded Shaq. Where was the loyalty? Orlando traded Shaq. Where was the loyalty? We expect loyalty from the players, but we don't demand loyalty from the organization. The organization says, we're doing what's in the best interest of the organization. A player does what's in the best interest. Oh, he's running from time. He's running. He's chasing rings. What are the teams chasing? Why did Miami trade for Giannis? You don't think they're chasing rings?
Yeah.
Why did 76ers trade for Jaylen Brown? You don't think they're chasing rings? What are we doing here? If you're in a sport, aren't you trying to win said championship of your sport? I would like to think so. Now maybe everybody's not under that same. Everybody ain't trying to win. Everybody just because you're gonna make X amount of dollars whether you win or lose. Okay, I get all that, but I just don't get this. So now the man can't be. It would be great if guys could stay like the old Celtics. You know, all those, for the most part, those guys stayed there. And Elgin Baylor stayed there. And Jerry West stayed there. And Gail. But it's not like that anymore. Guys, y'all know that, B. Scott. You know in today's game, football ain't the same. Guys move. Baseball ain't the same. Baseball always traded their guys. That means, hell, they traded Babe Ruth, so ain't nothing. You know, Frank Robinson got traded. Hell, he was an MVP in the league and trading, went and got another MVP. He and Shohei, the only 2 ever did that.
So you heard what he had to say. I want to say this. Shannon Sharpe is almost becoming it's almost hard to listen to him talk basketball. He's such a fanboy that he's not even serious anymore. Go watch his YouTube videos and look at his audience reaction. Another thing I want to address, you got these weird ass LeBron fans talking about old heads. Meanwhile, y'all following behind somebody that's over 40 years old that look like Gandalf the Grey. But y'all talking about old heads. I'm confused. You got dudes in their 40s making content talking about old heads. I'm confused. Y'all are the most confused set of people walking the earth right now. Y'all are literally the most confused set of people walking the planet Earth right. Y'all are so confused. Y'all don't know what y'all want to be. Seriously. Y'all don't even know what y'all want to be. The fact of the matter is, y'all are only lying to yourselves and y'all are only convincing yourself. This is why I keep saying it. The only people that think Bron is the GOAT are his fans. That's it. There's nobody else. They will have you think it's a general. No, it's not a general thing. That's what y'all think. What happens is you got a bunch of twerking ass LeBron fans all over media, and they making you feel like that's what they think. And I also told y'all, these comments prove that I told you Lakers weren't feeling this dude. I told y'all they couldn't wait for these dudes. I told y'all. Oh, DREAMERSPRO, you're hating, man. They love him out there. Okay. Now you see. And Uncle Shay Shay over here about to lose his damn mind over this again. He always crying about something. For those of you unaware, the NBA announced its Christmas Day games. So I'm going to quickly put it up here for you. This is from Shams. And it says NBA Christmas Day 2026 on ABC and ESPN. Spurs versus Knicks, which is going to be fantastic. Spurs at Knicks. Heat at Celtics. Sixers at Lakers, another great game. Thunder at Timberwolves, and Nuggets at Warriors. And you can tell there's a lot of excitement because this post by Shams' account has already generated 4.5 million hits on X. But then we got some other news from the NBA that Shams posted. And when I saw this, I said, yes, now we're talking. Well, apparently, that's not the only, That's not the only game that we're going to have. No, this one was, I don't think this one was posted on, this was posted on Yahoo. So it says, breaking. The NBA opening night week and NBA Christmas schedules are here. Which games are you most excited for? So we have on opening night, Boston at Detroit, Philly versus the Knicks, OKC versus the San Antonio Spurs, which is going to be must-see TV. Then, of course, you have opening week, Minnesota at Miami, great game. Golden State Warriors versus Lakers, great game. Cleveland versus Philly, Denver versus OKC, I guess. Then you have Knicks versus Boston. That should be a good game. Then you have the Houston Rockets versus the Spurs, I guess. And then, of course, you have the Christmas Day games on the last slide, which is San Antonio Spurs at the Knicks, Miami at Boston, Philly at LA, OKC in Minnesota, and Denver at Golden State. What are my thoughts about this? Guys, I am excited about it. I am excited about this because I feel like this is going to be must-see TV. And I want to put up a post and I want you guys to see it because Jalen Brunson was recently on CNN, okay, where they asked him to weigh in on this matchup or the Philadelphia 76ers coming up this season. Take a listen to what Jalen Brunson had to say here.
By the way, East looks a little different now. LeBron going to Philly. What'd you think about that?
Honestly, I've been enjoying this as much as I could. And so there's been a lot on my plate since obviously we won. But when it comes time to get back to my team, and we'll focus on that. But just the experience with my teammates and my family and everything like that, that's all I've been really focused on right now.
So you saw it there, right? What are my thoughts about this? I think the NBA just basically ensured that the New York Knicks are going to be whooping that ass on opening night. The New York Knicks are going to whoop that ass when they play the Philadelphia 76ers. They're going to whoop that ass like a drum. First of all, you're going to be playing them on championship night when they get their championship rings, opening night. So you're going to have all of that there. Second of all, the Knicks are the real deal. I don't know what y'all be feeling like out here. Like, the Knicks ain't no joke. The Knicks really did what they did in the playoffs. They really went on arguably the greatest playoff run in NBA history. Go back to the NBA Finals, what they did to the Spurs. Go back to the finals. The Spurs beat the Thunder, who are the reigning champs. And then at certain points, they made the Spurs look like they didn't even deserve to be on the floor with them. And Jalen Brunson, game after game, walked them down. I think the Knicks are going to whoop that ass. They're going to whoop that ass. And I have a few reasons why. Number one, proof of concept. They've already proven that they can win a championship. So they're going to have supreme confidence in themselves. Supreme. Number two, I think that Mike Brown, Jalen Brunson, and these guys are going to be focused. There may be, and there's this thing where, on opening night, the champ kind of like lets his foot off the gas, getting their championship rings. It may kind of throw them off their concentration a little bit. So that kind of happens from time to time. But I think the Knicks are going to want to come out here and make a statement. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but when it's all said and done, I think the Knicks are going to be the better team at the end of the season anyway. I know a lot of people are picking Philly. Oh, Philly going to do this, Philly going to do that. No, I still think the Knicks are going to be better than Philly. You know what I mean? I still think the Knicks are going to be better than Philly. I don't know what Detroit is going to do in the regular season, but I still think the Knicks are going to be. They are the champ. Bro, did you see what they did in the playoffs last year? If this Philadelphia team ran into that Knicks team last year in the playoffs, they're getting ran off the court. Because the teams that ran into that Knicks team, they ran into a buzzsaw. They were a buzzsaw. Look at what they did to the Spurs, and I think the Spurs are going to be better than the Philadelphia 76ers this year. So look what they did to them. And here's what I think will happen. If the Knicks win opening night, extreme panic will set into Philly. Extreme panic. Oh, the sky is falling. You're going to see Kendrick Perkins and all of them. Oh, you got to step up. So-and-so got to step up. You going to see. They're going to be playing in New York City. In New York City on championship ring night. No. I'm rolling with the Knicks, man. I'm rolling with the Knicks all the way. I'm rolling with the town. And by the way, full disclosure, if the Knicks play if they play Philly at any point this season, I'm riding with the Knicks. I'm riding with the town. You know what I mean? I grew up in New York, so I'm riding with the Knicks. Exclusively. Matter of fact, I might be picking the Knicks to come out the East again this year. That may be my number one team to support this year. Because nobody can front that the Knicks brought a feeling back to the NBA that we have literally been missing for decades. Go look at the finals numbers. The last time we saw those kind of numbers was when Michael Jordan was playing in the NBA Finals. That's how long it's been. And Jalen Brunson and these cats, they restored the feeling. They restored the feeling. I think it's going to be rowdy in there too. I think you're going to have all the stars out because they're going to want to be a part of that. And I don't see the Knicks letting. Now, I could be wrong. But I think that I'm making a safe bet on putting my money on the champions. So I think the NBA just ensure that they getting their asses whooped out there because I think the Knicks is going to be ready. Hopefully Jalen Brunson can heal his hand and everybody can get right. Everybody can get focused. Karl Anthony Towns plays a smart game. But that's who I'm riding with. That is absolutely who I'm riding with on opening night. So you guys let me know what you think about that. What other games y'all excited about from the games that we mentioned earlier in the show? Y'all let me know in the comments.